You want to know what the future holds for you as you're looking to buy a business? In today's video, we're going to read between the lines as we analyze together the third quarter 2023 report, Insight Report from BizBuySell, and see what it tells you. Let's get to it! Everybody, welcome to my channel. I am your host, Leo Landaverde, business broker and commercial lender, helping you buy and scale a profitable business. If you are a small business owner looking to increase your wealth by buying a profitable business, or a W-2 employee sick and tired of the rat race and want to get out by purchasing a profitable business, you are in the right place. Please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the bell, and you'll be notified every Thursday when new content comes out. Okay, so let's get into it. What we're looking at right now is 2023 quarter, the third quarter in 2023, as we do a recap. So it's great for you guys to have a good idea of what's going on in the marketplace as you're competing for businesses to buy. I'm speaking to business buyers, those who are looking to acquire a business in the next 3 to 6 months. So median sales prices up 10%. So it's interesting, influence or because of the manufacturing and restaurant industry. So, and this is interesting because a prime rate is up and SBA loan rates are higher than 2 years ago. But a good deal is a good deal. So let's keep reading. Retail and service sectors report weaker financials as rising costs eat into profits. Depending on what state you're in, I know health insurance is going up, and I know workers' comp, in general liability, professional liability insurance is going up. Some costs related to hiring employees is going up. So it is what it is when you're in an inflationary period. However, savvy buyers are scooping up bargains in the retail business as prices drop 18%. Now, here's an interesting thing that I saw is this is Lisa Riley, CEO of M&A Advisor, Delta Business Advisors, explains that how buyers and sellers are getting creative in today's market. One thing that is happening now that it was not happening as much a year ago is the preponderance of more seller carry deals, as sellers are starting to realize that the profits are, the debt service coverage ratios are going to be higher because of the rising interest rates. They're getting lesser multiples. So in order for them to get the multiples that they want, they're willing to finance the deal themselves. So this is definitely a buyer's market driven by the cost of interest rates. So let's keep reading. The small business acquisition grew a modest 2%. Regardless of what you may be thinking, people are still buying businesses. I got 4 transactions right now in the market. 2 are under contract. 2,200 deals happened in Q3 2020 and Q3 versus 2,300 in Q2 and versus 2,100 in Q1. So deals are still being done. Now, as you read between the lines, the changes that the debt service coverage ratio is now being required by smaller banks, have had almost as much of a negative impact as rising rate. So what that means is that smaller banks are realizing that when they were at 1.25 over 1, and that was competitive, they're realizing now that they need to be at 1.5 over 1, meaning 1 so 50% more cash flow than debt service in that particular scenario. So, but that debt service coverage ratio of 1.15, as little as 1.15 to 1.25, is still happening if there is real estate involved. If the collateral is real estate, you're going to have a lower debt service coverage ratio. Why? Because the collateral, it's there. SBA lenders are cash flow lenders, but if you're looking at a deal and you were able to pick up the real estate, it's going to give you, so long as the real estate piece of the deal is 51% or over, you're going to have 25-year amortization rates, amortization tables from most lenders. So let's keep reading. Despite rising materials and employee costs, sales prices continue trending upward. So how do you explain that, right? The median sales price rose 10% to $329,000, while the median asking price 8% to $350,000. So there's a pretty close gap between asking price and selling price. Now even closer in Q3, because sellers are waking up to the fact that they're not going to get for the business what they thought they were going to get 3 years ago. Sellers are becoming more realistic with their asking prices. And buyers are able to see that, and they are coming to ask closer to asking price because they realize that these are good deals out there. You know, I've seen people pick up deals at 1.5 times cash flow, 1.7 times cash flow, 2 times cash flow, anything under 3 times cash flow. And by that I mean seller discretionary earnings. It's going to be financed by a bank, assuming all things remain, everything else is it's not a red flag. So small business owner confidence remains low. Well, right. So you're seeing this is not a seller's market because sellers are not going to get the 5, 6, 7 times SDE multiples that we were getting a few years ago. They'll be cut in half. And that's because of as the interest rates increase, market, it cools down spending. So it's not only true for the residential real estate market, but it's also true for the business market. So, but this is when savvy buyers are picking up deals, because it's not unusual that I see a deal that is now that was trading 4 times SDE 2 years ago. Now it's 2 times SDE. And then,
are you stuck in trying to figure out how to buy a business? For instance, not knowing what the post-debt service cash flow is going to be, or what kind of loan you should get, what multiple you should pay on the business. Are you in the right industry? Do you have the right management experience? Will you be able to get an SBA loan, and will you qualify yourself with the management experience you have? I'm sure that these are all questions you have running around your head all the time. I would love to be able to sit down with you and figure out if it makes sense for us to work together and understand your journey. And I think it helps if you just reach out to me and let's schedule a time to chat. So you can drop me a comment below, or you can send me an email. My email address is in the description section of this video, and let's connect. Let me help you with the process of buying a business.
The seller is willing to carry up to 20%, sometimes 25%. So there's less exposure for the lender because you have a 75% LTV deal and 20% seller carry. And I've seen buyers coming up with 5%. The banks are still hungry for business. Let's see what else. Now think about it from the seller side, right? Sellers are thinking about inflation, right? 74% are thinking about inflation. So if they need to retire and you're going to buy a business because somebody has to leave, whether it's illness, divorce, or something major, and they cannot stay on the business, they're going to have to either close the doors or sell. If they're going to sell, they're going to sell at a very reasonable price. I don't like to take a business unless it's priced to sell. If I can sell it, why do I have it in the market? So what else? Most business buyers remain optimistic amid high rates. Well, let's read on. Facing the highest interest rate in over 20 years, business buyer confidence higher than sellers, hence buyer's market, and generally positive. I have found this to be true, right? And let me explain. If you found a deal in the market, do you know it's evidenced by tax returns, and you're able to get your hands on the tax returns and you do the spreads, and the debt service coverage ratio is cash flowing and it's fine every one of the last 3 preceding years, and it is, say years cash flowing even when you put a SBA loan at 10.5% and even 11%, and you still get a 2-to-1 debt service coverage ratio, why would you pass on that deal, right? Forget about what the interest rate is. If the deal cash flow today and you're buying on the past and hoping for the future, and you're buying it at 2 times cash flow, it's going to be a great deal. So, let's see. So 73% are confident that they can buy a business at an acceptable price. Correct. So read between the lines, right? This is good because it's forcing sellers to rethink their prices when they're coming up to market, right? Regarding motivation to seek business ownership, 44% said that there are corporate refugees seeking to leave their current job. The reality is, if you're sick and tired of being in the rat race, and you are already reached a boiling point, and you are really at the tipping point of your search, and if you find a really good deal today, chances are you will action on that deal. That's what's happening. People are getting burned out of working 80 hours a week, working for someone else, renting a career. 39% of buyers see today's environment as an opportunity to take a variety of great businesses as more and more baby boomers retire each and every day. I believe as 10,000 baby boomers are retiring every week now. This is the silver tsunami. There are more deals in the market today, even though only 20% of businesses in the market sell and only 10% of buyers buy. Buyers that are ready to buy are going to buy. And what happens to the other 90%? Well, the other 90% that will not buy, they're not really your competition. Manufacturing is hot. It's just manufacturing that is recession proof would always be a good buy. Entrepreneurs are scooping up bargains as prices drop 18%. Restaurant revenue grows as more dine out, right? A pizza takeout place will always be profitable. Fast food, it's only gonna continue to be profitable as more and more people are opting out of dining and into fast food restaurants. Demand for services businesses declines. Well, it is true in some cases, but not all business services are declining. Some are thriving. Let's see. I actually know of a business-to-business service that is actually increasing at a rate of 25% year over compound annual rate of growth over the last 3 years, business to business. So it's not true for all of them. You just need to know where to look. Most expected to continue adapting to high interest rates. Who knows how long the interest rates will continue to remain high? But the reality is, I don't want you to be looking at in the marketplace for waiting for business to turn around, the interest rates to come down before you start shopping. The reality is, you find a business that is selling at the optimal cash flow with the optimal post-debt service cash flow, the time to buy is today. You know what? You could always refinance that SBA loan later because there are no prepayment penalties. So overall, guys, I am bullish. I am bullish about the business acquisition market. Regardless of the interest rate, we're still doing deals. Got people in my group, half a dozen, escrows, and we're making it happen. So if you want to know more about it, reach out to me.
For a limited time, I'm giving away my cash flow calculator. This is a tool that has been downloaded now 3,000 times. It allows you to calculate cash on cash return, cap rate, post-debt service cash flow, debt service coverage ratio, and many more things with over 100 formulas. This tool is great. It's a must if you're looking to buy a business, because if you don't have this, you're not going to be able to put an offer together, and you're definitely not going to be able to buy a business. It is my gift to you for subscribing to my channel. Please click on the link below and it's yours to have.